5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You know what they call a quarter pounder with cheese in France?
No.
Tell them, Vincent.
Royale with cheese.
Royale with cheese. You know why they call it that?
Because of the metric system?
Check out the big brain on Brad. You're a smart motherfucker, that's right. The metric system.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Scafacciverse. I am Anthony Scafacci.
Hell yeah, you are, and I'm Alan Gigan.
Yeah, we are the Scafacciverse podcast, and we want to thank you for coming back every single week, for downloading the podcast, for telling your friends, for sharing us on Facebook or Instagram or anywhere you are.
All those things are helpful.
Yeah, and dude,
we'll take it.
Yeah, and if you are kind enough to leave us a good rating, we would appreciate it. And man, we got another great show for you guys.
I don't appreciate
today.
it. Screw your good ratings. I don't need no
Dude,
good ratings.
You know, it's funny
wait,
because today's Stadium Pulse is exactly on this topic.
I didn't know that. That's how in key. See, that's what good podcasters do.
We
They're
didn't
just
even
like on
plan
the
that.
same
Yeah, we're
wavelength.
just sharing
Dude, we're
the same
so
brain.
Good. Oh my god.
Okay, all right.
If nothing else, that deserves a high
Yeah,
rating.
you know.
It's like those magicians that they're like, oh, well, if you got fooled by this trick, that's got to be worthy of a like and a share.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go.
So, but before we get to our Stadium Pulse,
Yeah,
and
we have just the tip.
and we have a
Or,
guest.
I'm sorry, we have a Stadium Pulse. We have a sponsor. We have a guest.
Yeah.
Our guest, Dynasty Central.
Yep, yeah,
Good,
they're gonna.
looking forward to that.
Mike from Dynasty Central is about to come onto the show.
He is.
And we're gonna talk to you about him. But before we get to that,
Yeah.
we have a sponsor
We
for
do.
our Stadium Pulse.
Right.
Yep.
Our sponsor today is Jelly's Snot Knockin' Barbecue. You know they bought the whole episode today?
Woohoo!
Dude, it's nice to have somebody on like Dynasty Central, like Mike from Dynasty Central, and then you have a sponsor who believes in us and believes in them, and that it makes everything go.
It does,
And so
man.
thank you very much to Jelly's Snot Knockin' Barbecue, home of the pregame victory dessert, 18 locations nationwide.
Okay, so today's Stadium Pulse is exactly kind of what you brought up, and it's people that feel the need to just hate on stuff. Right?
Oh, yeah, dude.
You know, it's
and the internet is full of them.
oh my lord, man! I'll tell you, when you go on social media, it doesn't seem to matter what the topic is. There's somebody out there hating on it.
Yeah.
And, I can't figure it out. And it drives me nuts because you don't have to hate on things.
Yeah, and the greater the anonymity, the greater the toxicity, which is
Yeah.
why like Reddit is so toxic.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because we go on Reddit and our show is shared on Reddit. And, it's not always kind, even though the content is generally something they're interested in.
Yeah. And, in our own page, in the EA Sports College Football Headquarters page, like active effort has to go into keeping that place non-toxic.
Yeah, and so such a big thing of that is for content creators, even like Mike, who is making an app or a website
Right,
that
we'll talk
tracks
to him
people's
about it, yeah.
dynasties and makes their dynasties 100 times better.
Yeah.
People still find a way to hate on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Dude.
don't be that guy. Be better. Okay,
That's right. I mean, we expect that of our fans. We want our fans to be good. And so let's welcome our guest.
Yeah, let's welcome
If
Mike.
If you're at home in your car, applaud.
Mike from Dynasty Central GG. Mike, how you doing?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
I'm tired, but
Yeah.
I'm pretending like I'm full
Yeah,
of
dude,
energy. But I am excited to have you here. So
Yeah.
there's that. Yeah.
I'm also tired, but it doesn't matter. You'd never tell, man. I'm like the Energizer Bunny.
Oh, dude, you're a bottomless
Piss
pit.
and vinegar, bro.
Bottomless pit of many things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mike from DynastyCentral.gg, tell us what's going on. Why on earth did you convince yourself to do this? Because I've been messing with your app, and it is insane.
Dude, we really got to start at the beginning. Like,
Yeah.
what is on the website? What are you offering the world?
Yeah. So if there's my elevator pitch, we are the one-stop shop for all your EA Dynasty mode needs, right? I know a lot of people online, they have these fancy spreadsheets, and you're going in cell by cell, typing in a player name, hometown, height, weight. after the first 10 rows, you're tired. You just want to play the game again, right?
Yep.
And so we were all there, and our whole goal is, hey, just take a picture of your screen, and we'll get all that data for you, and you go back to playing the game, you know?
Dude, that's so cool. It's such a huge labor saver.
Yeah,
right? For somebody
well-
who wants to do it.
Yep.
And I would say to the potential client of dynastycentral.gg, what is your time worth? You know, you want to do all this stuff, but exactly
Right.
to your point, typing all that crap in. No, man, let Mike figure that out for you.
Yep.
So
And the thing is,
Go ahead.
let's be honest, there's a lot of sweats online, right? They've figured out the best way to come up with a coach build, the best position changes, the best playbooks, and we're like, a lot of us are working 9 to 5. We don't have time to keep up with Twitter threads and Reddit on what the new meta is, right? So wanted to simplify that for everyone as well. Is like, hey, this is your roster. Like, this is what you should try to optimize for. This is where you'll set up your team best chance to win. Now, we can't prevent you from throwing a pick into double coverage. Like, that's kind of on you. That's a
Damn
skill
it.
issue, but
You
know,
gotta-
we'll put you in the right spot.
you got to
There you
pay
go.
for the higher tier for that.
Yeah, that's a platinum membership.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us a little bit more about where this started. Like, you know, how did where's the first building blocks of this? Where did you pull the data from?
Yeah, I would say, well, we have to go back almost like a decade, back to NCAA 14. I feel like
yeah.
that was the kind of nostalgic game that a lot of us grew up on. I used to play even before that, like from NCAA 06. I loved just how immersive the game mode felt. I mean, I was a kid at the time, and it was just a cool concept, right? Like, I remember the Road to Glory. You had to take exams. Like, you had a dorm room. You'd go through like newspaper articles, and then once you got into like NCAA 12, they even had for Dynasty mode a online component where you could manage your Dynasty mode on EA's website, right? You could recruit, you could set up your roster, depth chart, everything on the website, and
Right.
it's synced to your console. And then they got rid of everything, and then
Yeah.
they came out with 25. It was like, all right, we have a new game, but then I quickly realized, like, wow, all the immersive stuff we grew up with is gone. You know?
And that functionality as well
Exactly.
is gone. Yeah.
So we're like, okay, I got started with like a friend's Dynasty League, and it got competitive very quick. And so everyone, you know, starting to really become sweats. We all had spreadsheets trying to figure out how to one-up each other's rosters. And so I had my own, and eventually became like, all right, let me just, I have a tech background. So I was like, let me use some of my chops to like automate some of this work so I can focus on the game. And that helped me a ton. I won the league a few times. And then I was like, maybe there's others that could use this. And initially, yeah, it started out with just me taking pictures of my TV screen and then trying to pull out all the data from the pictures, you know, and then, automate my spreadsheets.
All right. I'm sure most people don't want to get into this, but I have to know when you scrape the data off of these screens, you know, the nice thing about the way the screen is set up on the PlayStation or whatever on your TV is that it's uniform, and you know, catch is always in the same column. So that's how you're able to scrape this information, right? So can you talk just to scratch my own itch a little bit about how you actually set that up?
Yeah, I'll have to send you guys an NDA to give away our proprietary.
Right.
Here.
Nothing proprietary, but yeah.
No, it really comes down to what you said, right? Like the way each recruit page or roster page, the same columns, the same format. Right. You can train. So we've trained our own AI models that know how to read those screens, so that with almost like 99% accuracy, we are able to pull out, you know, the right player name, attributes, and whatnot. And then we also allow functionality, like if we do mess up, like you can go and edit, hey, like this is the actual person's name, or you know, there's, you know.
Dude, so not to brag, but I work at the post office, and the post office has a similar issue of they got to read like envelopes and stuff. And so the post office was the world-leading innovator in optical character recognition to be able to read addresses and stuff really fast and in an automated way. So, Mike, you're welcome.
I know. It's the unsung heroes.
Yeah, that's
Now
right.
we could do it for college football.
Yeah,
Okay.
so please keep your dogs in.
So I was pulling up your site and I was playing with it last night and then again this morning and
Yep.
uploading my Middle Tennessee State roster to it. And the information that it provides you at just a touch of a button is mind-blowing to me. Mainly because I'm dumb. Right. So, and I'm lazy on top of it. I mean, I'll look at my stuff and like kind of glance, who's my best receiver, stuff like that. But
Right.
what this does is it optimizes it. And so it tells you like, hey, your wide receivers are your best players. You should do more to find the ways to get them the ball.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. And so tell us more about like, how is it pulling and determining this? Is it just strictly overall or, how does it know? How do it know? Where your team's strengths and weaknesses are. It does, dude. It's this stuff is. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's mind blowing. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good question. So we'll take in things like, so obviously your roster construction and taking into things like the scheme you're trying to run, playbook you're trying to run. So like if you're running Air Force offense, you probably don't need to have a stacked wide receiver group, right? You probably want strong offensive linemen, like a pure runner at quarterback, and a stable of running backs, right? And so our system knows how to like optimize those insights based on what you've provided us as information, like what you're trying to do with your dynasty. So we try to adapt to the player and just become another tool to point the player in the right direction.
Okay, so I can go on for a while here. So hold on.
Because I want to hear
Okay.
more about the functionality.
So
what it really does.
Well,
Yeah.
here's another thing it does. So you can start with either like the default roster. So like if you were just queuing up your dynasty for the first time,
Right.
you just put in the default roster,
And it's already in there.
And yeah, exactly, and it analyzes your roster. But you could even do your like say like if you played 3 years on
Yep.
and you want to start there, it'll do that,
Yep.
and it'll analyze your roster. But then here is where it starts to go like wholly next level, right? It'll tell you where you need to recruit.
Yep.
And it'll tell you like, hey, this guy's a senior, he's going to be gone, and your next guys are like freshmen, and so you need to do this. I'm telling you.
All
like,
right, dude.
Let me tell the audience
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
So Scafacci versus audience. This stuff is so mind blowing, and mainly because I'm stupid. Once again,
Sure.
right? But like, I never even considered this as a possibility, and you guys have. So it makes me question, A, how smart are you, right? Because you're way ahead of the damn min-max curve here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now this is like taking it to just that next level where it hyper-analyzes your roster, tells you how to recruit, who to recruit, by position, everything.
This is what those AI data centers are being used for.
Fortunately, yes.
All right, so go on.
So-
Yeah, you hit a good point. Is that so? At a base level, right? Our core principle is like people are already using these spreadsheets, and we just want them to have a better UI. So that's where our free tier comes in, right? You can use all the base functionality. You can import through screenshots. We even have video. So if you don't want to take 100 screenshots, just record a long video of your roster, your schedule,
Wow.
and your recruits. We'll import that data for you. No one else has offered that today. Everyone does screenshots, but we do we have video. And then the last thing is like if you want to go to that next level, then we do have paid options, right? So like your idea on what you're touching on is like this next level analytics. We will do like the in-depth run of, hey, you're thin at running back because you have maybe 3 seniors. Think about recruiting these running backs. Let's say you add, all these running backs to your board, and they have all these different attributes like change of direction, speed, and now they're just high school players. So you can also do analysis to see like, okay, how does this person compare to my senior running back? And you can compare like, okay, within the archetype, can this guy grow into having, change of direction and speed at the level I need to have a good run game? And if it's not, you can drop that recruit, right?
Wow.
So you can find busts and maybe gems a lot quicker because you see that, okay, they're very high in certain attributes versus other recruits.
Dude, this is incredible. This this is the future that we were promised.
Yes.
You know? And these robots that are just making your roster better, they're probably not the kind that are going to rise up and like enslave all humans. They're just going to make our teams better.
No, they're going to start
That's
winning
what we
your league
need.
is what they're going to do.
Yeah,
Is
that's
it, yeah,
true.
they're going to just
Don't ever give it access to a controller or we're all cooked.
Right. Yeah.
So another
It's funny
thing.
you say that.
Yeah,
There's
go ahead.
people that do the coach mode now.
Yes.
I don't know if you've
Oh,
heard
yeah,
about it.
yeah.
So they are giving the controller to the robots, then they're just calling plays.
So
So, all right, well, but we've seen, like, you've played Road to Glory. You know how bad the robot is at calling plays. So that's the question now. Could your robot be better at that? Let me ask you, actually, because this is reminiscent of the things that they did with Revamped, where you have this existing game, people are working to make it better, and now some of those Revamped guys work for EA.
Right.
So have you been contacted in any way, whether it's an offer or a cease and desist from EA Sports?
No, I mean, for better or worse, we have had no communication with them.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we see ourselves as complimentary and just providing a service to the community. Yeah, I'm just grateful that EA's decided to work on this game. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And the improvements to 27, I mean, because the game is becoming more complicated in 27. So have you played the demo? Or have you the beta?
That was most of my weekend. I had the beta. And
the beta.
Digging my fingers deep into like how all the new game mechanics work. And I'm really excited. I think it's a really great step forward.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to add some new fields to that spreadsheet.
Don't worry, we already got a head start.
Nice.
I want to promise your viewers, like when the new game, the early release, depending on whenever you get it, we will support all the new game mechanics in Dynasty mode and obviously build on that to
that kicks ass. And as a reminder for our listeners, that's dynastycentral.gg is where they go to get that, right?
Yep. And if you guys are really interested, you know, we can set up a promo code we can throw in at the end of the ad.
Oh, that's cool.
To give your viewers a first month discount, just get started, learn about the tool, and go from there.
That's relevant to our interest.
Yeah. So another thing that I found awesome is how you guys can analyze, for example, like by archetype, which archetypes are going to gain the most overall attributes over time, because there is a best and a worst. Yep. And so, like, for example, like route runner, wide receiver, and say like deep threat.
Route artist.
Yeah, route artist, right? One of those is better in terms of progression than the other. And they have figured it out. And so, and it's on this big little chart you can look at where it's like I think, if I remember right, the best overall or most consistently good player archetype was like elusive bruiser, if I remember right. And how that type of running back is overall, it's going to be the best. And so, like me, I like to recruit because I have like these schemes and ideas and all I need so this guy can catch out of the backfield. But when it boils right down to it, if you just have a roster full of elusive bruisers, you're going to get improvements that are incremental through the whole position group that are eventually going to be better than other people who might be like, oh, I like contact seekers. Well, that's great, but if the contact seeker is going to essentially top out at like an 88 and my elusive bruiser is going to top out at a 94, generally speaking, the 94 is going to be better than your 88 more often than not. And so that type of information. You bring up
a good point.
Yeah.
Because I think sometimes like people get lost in the sauce on the overalls. There's sometimes players with, lower attributes that they get a lot of hate, but they have maybe a really high block shed, right? But they're a lower overall, but if they beat blocks consistently, you probably want them on the field. And so that's where we can also help highlight, hey, like this person is an outlier. Try to maybe move their position or do something different with it. Yeah.
Dude, so what about for those of us who like to use our own custom teams? We use team builders. Can those be imported as well?
So team builder today, yes, you can. It works the same. There's an option where you just select, hey, I'm trying to use team builder, and you can type in your team name.
Right.
And then
because the stats are all the same, the spreadsheets are all kind of the same. Dude, that's great.
Yeah, because every team is preloaded on there. So like if you're using Middle Tennessee State, then you just pick Middle Tennessee State. You could pick any playbook. What about custom playbooks? Can you upload a custom playbook?
That's a good question. We don't have that support today, but we're working on adding it. Once we have an idea of what the new playbooks will look like, we're thinking of, hey, like let's help people construct a playbook or
Yeah, because that's what I'm
upload
interested
what
in.
plays that they're running. Yeah,
Because so for me, I like to build these playbooks like every other player that are like very consistent. And there's plays that, like, I think now they said the next playbooks you're going to add like 750 plays or something. Well, that's way too many, if you ask me. I'm like, give me 300 good plays, and then I don't need. I'm like, not Bear Bryant? What was it? Lombardi?
Oh yeah,
just run sweep
just run
right,
power sweep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly, right. And so, I'd rather have a tight, efficient playbook that I can essentially memorize. And the game right now, it'll tell you like, oh, you average like 6.2 yards per play with this play.
right.
If you guys are doing that, and then you can just kind of like give me all plays that average 5 yards or more for a running play, and it just builds you a playbook, of inside runs, outside runs, or however you want to do it. I mean, how freaking great is that?
But that's not.
Eventually, we want to roll it up to hey, can we show what the community is picking? So let's say I build a playbook, you build a playbook. Can we aggregate all that together and say what are the turning plays this week? What are the turning plays this month? And have people put in like, oh, this is an explosive play or whatnot, and that we can, again, going back to the idea is like we don't have time to keep up with the metas.
Right.
Let us make that easier for you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, there's better plays than 4 verticals. Yeah?
Right. Yeah.
No, there's
all
not.
These things that players on their own are trying to optimize. Like you said at the beginning of the interview, the sweats. You take some of that sweat away from them so that they can just focus on, running more practices or whatever else they're doing to build that team and totally min-max it.
Well, I mean, but for me, so here's the thing: is like I'm a busy guy. I'm sure you're a busy guy, Mike. Alan, you're a busy guy. I don't got 10 hours a week to play the game, let alone 4 hours a day or anything like that. I need all the crutches that you can throw my way,
Right.
in order to bridge this gap that I used to have that time to figure out on my own. Well, now I don't. Now I would just use DynastyCentral.gg and have it do the work for me. And now I know, hey, get that elusive bruiser.
Right.
Or, that dual threat quarterback or whatever.
Right. Or, I need to focus on getting some guards in here for the next season or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Can your AI give me advice on how to talk my wife into letting me play more often?
I haven't figured that one out either.
Dude, that's
even the robots can't figure that out.
That's like the super platinum tier. It just feeds you information through a little ear device, and then you can speak to your wife.
You know what you got to do is add what like all the other AIs do, like Claude and Gemini, where whenever you put in your roster, it's like, oh, your roster is amazing.
Oh, yeah,
I
exactly.
love what you're doing with this team.
Yeah, you have absolutely nailed it.
Yeah.
And so, let me talk a little bit real quick about, I found you guys on Reddit, or you guys found us. I'm not even sure it's kind of chicken and the egg, but I started seeing your guys' posts. And I think I may have commented on one of them or whatever. And we kind of just started talking back and forth. And like I said, I started playing around with the app. You sent me like a link to it. And I mean, I was immediately, the first thing I did, I immediately sent it to him. Right. I was like, dude, you have to check this out because this is like next level. And then I sent it to a few other guys. Hey, like you need to check this out.
Right.
And the feedback I got right away was like, oh my God. This is like, where'd you even find this? And I told him, well, like, I was cruising around on Reddit, getting some hate, and then I found, these guys, and they kind of found us. And so, you guys have been putting this out on Reddit, and I noticed that you guys do get a lot of positive feedback on it. Overall, how has the feedback been for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, the Reddit community has been great for us. We've got exactly the same feedback when we first launched. It's like, hey, like we really love this. Like, I have people DMing me new feature ideas, like things they want to see added all the time. And so the people who love us, and the people who hate us strongly. And that's this general idea around the whole idea of AI. People are very anti-AI.
Oh yeah, they are.
They just watch Terminator
that,
too much. That's all.
We're building a tool here to play a video game. Like let's not take ourselves.
Yeah, it's
seriously.
exactly. It's not that serious, man. So, but the thing is the most mind blowing thing is it's content they want. It truly is. This is something they want. It's just they're mad for some reason. I can't figure it out.
It's that toxicity. It goes back to your opening
Yeah.
rant about how people are just toxic online.
Yeah,
and
man.
they find anything to be toxic about.
Yeah, you know, so I'm sure you guys are dealing with it like you just said. And, you know, but for us, like in our personal community that we've built,
Yeah.
it's fantastic. We get super awesome feedback on it. They're like, "Oh, this is amazing." So
Likewise. So we've also worked with a few YouTubers, more on a smaller scale, but they're like rapidly growing. Call Me Jaden and Brad Paracrowd Gaming. Shout out to them. They've held us down. Like they've pushed our like Dynasty Central like ad videos, and they actively use it. Like even when they go live, they use like our podcast features and that next level immersion. So we've tried to like differentiate ourselves and offer something for everyone.
Talk a little bit more about that immersion, about the extra things. Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea for this came to I was sitting on the couch watching like First Take, and you just hear Stephen A. Smith, you know, going off about some random stuff, just blabbering, right? Like it's being controversial.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that'd be really cool. Like, because then I'm a big Michigan fan, and so if you ever listen to like Michigan like talk show like radio hosts, like they're always, regardless of what time of the year, it's full criticism. Like Bryce Underwood's not good, something this, something that.
Right.
The whole coach controversy. So there's always stuff to talk about. I was like, oh, that'd be really cool if we had something similar within, you know, Dynasty Central. So we built this idea of like a narrative engine. So you can go in and create these storylines if you want to add some spice into your Dynasty world. So you can say, oh, my coach had an affair with his assistant or something like to that effect.
Yeah.
And then so we have podcasts that will pick up on that and reference it. Say like, oh, like Michigan won this week, but their coach is embroiled in this like storyline, and the podcast host will talk about it. And then you have newspapers will write articles about it. And so it's like this whole world you can create to breathe some soul into this game.
Right.
You're just.
And this again is that great use of AI as a labor-saving device, where like when this is how kind of the Scafaci-verse came to be, is during 14 when we're just trying to keep it interesting for 10 years, we started creating all these storylines ourselves and putting all this effort into it. And this AI tool is this huge labor-saving device. Not only that, but there are a lot of people who simply don't have the analytic skill to analyze their roster and figure out what they need. And so this tool helps them with that. Just like people don't have the creative skill to come up with storylines around their school. And so your AI can help them with that as well. It's a very enriching your college football experience.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Exactly.
So do you have it? You said you're a Michigan fan, or is that like your test subject for Dynasty.gg? Where do they need to recruit most? Like, are you sending their new? Who's their? It's not Shamar Moore anymore. Who's their coach now? I forget.
We got Kyle.
Oh, that's right, Kyle Whittingham.
Yeah.
That's right,
Yeah.
from Utah, right? Yeah, he came from Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you like sending him like, you know, DMing him like, look, dude, I looked at the roster. We're really weak at corner. You're gonna have to fix this. Here's how you can do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be tough sledding going up against Ohio State, and now we have to say Indiana. But you got to respect them, and he's got a tough battle. Got to develop a quarterback. That receiving room is still a big question mark. They got some young talent there, but I think he's gonna run it more like Harbaugh, defense first, run the ball. So fingers crossed there.
Right on.
Yeah. So is there anything else you want to share with us before we get out of here? Because I feel like we man, you hit a home run here today.
Dude,
so
this is such a great tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me. And you know, I'll always love to come back on. Or, talk to any of your viewers. Like we're open for feedback. Have them DM me on Reddit or email. And we're happy to offer you guys a promo.
Hey, what's your handle on Reddit so that people can find you?
Yeah, it's Wolverine Watt, and if you want to give us a follow on Twitter, it's Dyn Central, DYN Central.
Okay.
That's our handle.
Are you in anywhere on Facebook or anything like that where I can share it to our communities there?
We're not on Facebook yet, but we can get there. Yes.
You can share the link.
I'm going to share the link regardless. Yeah,
right, absolutely.
It's just if you had like a Facebook, like a like page or something like that, a profile page, I could just send people.
Dude, just send them right to the website.
Yeah,
that's where they want to be in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where the magic
All
happens.
right. So, Mike, I want to thank you for coming on. We're definitely going to have you back, especially after 27 drops, because we're going to need to know why my dynasty sucks. and you're going to be able to tell me.
Dude,
and,
he can come on to talk about the meta.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
we'll definitely have reason to bring you back on. There's no brainer
sure.
there. So we
If
look.
you're busy, just have your AI come on and talk to us.
Sure, my AI avatar.
Oh man, that's so good. All right, Mike. So we're gonna let you out of here. I know you got things you got to do today. We want to thank you for coming on to the show. We appreciate your time and the information, and we look forward to visiting DynastyCentral.gg. And we want big things for you, man. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. Take
All
care.
right. Thank you.
Dude, another great interview.
Absolutely.
We are good at this.
Yeah.
But also having somebody on with such a cool product, something that really helps people game, it's great, man. I'm all for it.
Yeah, the guy's so smart.
Yeah. I forgot to ask him about if there are any fleshlight attachments to this.
For Coach Bot.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
dude, if you merged it with a fleshlight, now you've got something.
Now you got Coach Bot.
Now you got something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all right, next time
Yeah.
we have him on.
Yeah, he'll be back.
That's the first
So,
topic.
Yeah, no, he was really good, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this app is next level, man. I'm not
is.
joking, dude.
No, it's super
I
helpful.
would not like gush about it if it wasn't really cool.
Right.
Because especially me, I'm pretty much a critic of most things. Like constructive criticism wise, like this could be so much better.
You're not just a hater like on
No,
Reddit?
I mean, like,
Right.
if something is not good, it's okay to say something's not
Right.
good and
But
it can
dude,
get
this
better.
is really good.
Yeah, but this is really, really
Yeah,
good.
DynastyCentral.gg.
Yeah.
Go check it out, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
It is absolutely worth
So,
checking out.
Do we have a closing sponsor?
We
Oh, no,
do.
it's
Yeah,
Jelly.
it's Jelly.
Yeah,
Yep,
let's
Jelly
get-
Snot Knockin' Barbecue.
Yeah.
With 18 locations nationwide, come see what everyone is raving about. Mention you heard this ad on the Scafacciverse podcast and get 20% off your pregame victory dessert. Jelly Snot Knockin' Barbecue. Keep it classy. No buck stuff.
For Anthony Scafacci.
I'm Alec Gigax.
This has been a balls deep production of the Scafacciverse podcast. We are out.